So, let's talk ways to beat the heat in Texas. 80 degrees, 90 degrees, that's all child's play in Texas. I mean, but when we start cracking 100, 110, now you really gotta start looking for refuge. And while you'll never truly beat the heat, there are ways to outsmart it. What's the best way to fight fire? With water. So I'm gonna tell you to go to a swimming hole. One that I highly recommend for people is to go to Barton Springs right in the middle of Austin. It's like literally an urban oasis right in the middle of the city. So people love to sit up on the hill, they go swimming, there's a diving board, people swim laps, people go snorkeling. I like to do what's called the Barton Springs two-step. You go up on the hill, you sit in the sun, you overheat, and then you jump in the water and cool off. And then you stay in the water till you're too cold, and then you do it all over again. So if you want to get out of the city, well then you can head west to another amazing swimming hole, Hamilton Pool. You have to hike a little ways to it, but once you get there, it's this amazing pool underneath this huge grotto. The water runs along a creek, and it has carved out this huge limestone shelf like 50 feet above the swimming hole. And you sort of just sit there doing a backstroke looking up at this amazing, magnificent wonder. It's like one of those postcard moments in Texas. I mean, there's no pictures prettier than the ones that are taken at Hamilton Pool. But then if you're looking to mix a little action adventure into your swimming, well then I recommend the Devil's Water Hole in Inks Lake State Park. Everyone goes to one, go swimming, but two, go cliff jumping. There are different cliffs for different levels of bravery, you might call it. There's ones that are maybe 10 foot tall, but if you want to go off the big dog, it's maybe 30, 40 feet. And it looks high from the ground, but once you're standing on top of it, holy smokes, it's high. So the swimming is great, but another way to beat the heat here in Texas is just to get out of the sun completely and go underground. There's a cave between San Antonio and New Braunfels called Natural Bridge Caverns. They give incredible tours there, and you start on the surface and you literally go to hundreds of feet underground, looking at stalactites and stalagmites. Tights up top, mite on the bottom, is that right? I think so. And one of the greatest parts, natural air conditioning. So when it's like 110 on the surface, it's only about 60 or 70 underground. They also do adventure tours. And when I went, they took us well off the beaten path, through the bat guano and mud, and then even through this 18-inch opening called the birth canal. Wait, I think it was like 14 inches. Whatever it was, you had to squeeze through it like this, and then you came out on the other side and it felt like you had been reborn. And finally, there are ways to beat the heat by staying in the good old-fashioned air conditioning, but not inside your house, by going to some of our museums in Texas. There's art museums, history museums, science museums. One of my favorites is in Abilene, and it's all about cowboys and the Wild West. I mean, what could be more Texan than that? It's called Frontier Texas. There's holograms of cowboys and Indians telling you their side of the story. I was baffled by all the artifacts they have. I mean, they literally have people's scalps on a shield. Scary stuff. Down in Houston, one of the best museums I've ever been to, Houston Museum of Natural Sciences. I mean, you could spend a week going through all their exhibits. They've got the Hall of Paleontology with these dinosaur bones that are all set up like fighting each other and attacking. Then there's the Hall of Ancient Egypt with mummies. Who doesn't love mummies, right? They're so cute and cuddly. When I went, it was like almost overwhelming, but that's just another reason to go back over and over and over again, right? So whether you're going swimming, caving, or museuming, there are ways to beat the Texas heat, all right? So don't give in, keep on traveling, and I will see all y'all out on the road.
When people say the city, what city do they mean?
San Francisco.
I couldn't have said it any better.